For this final, people were paying up to $45,000 for tickets.
4,500.
No, 45,000. No,
45.
for the final. For the final.
You said
For this-
45,000.
Yes, 45K racks.
Hey, another day in the game, and guess who's back? Your three favorite people. We got Juan with us again, our in-house World Cup genius, and we got Sean Israel Watkins here from the motherland to help us out. Guys, today's episode will strictly be World Cup. Congratulations, Spain, tongue-in-cheek. We do have a new World Cup champion as Argentina loses, so that's what we'll be talking about today. Gentlemen, how are you, Juan? How are you, Sean?
I'm good. I mean, watched the long game. We'll get into it, but congratulations to Spain. They definitely deserve it. This is their second championship in their history. So, I mean, it's gonna get better from here on out for them.
Sean?
Yeah, same. I just finished watching the game, so I'm doing great. An exciting game. We're going to get into it, but I'm doing great and ready to go.
Yeah, let's jump into it because we have a lot of touch points to hit here. I'm going to come right out and ask the first question that everyone's probably considering. And I'll start with you, Juan, on this one. Did Argentina lose this game or did Spain beat them? Because we have two juggernaut teams. Obviously, Spain's defense played a huge role in this entire match. They reminded me of the 2000 Pistons with Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace, and it just everybody's D'ing up. It was incredible to watch, to hold Argentina scoreless. Who won this game and who lost it, Juan? Or is there something I'm missing?
No, I think it was pretty clear that Spain dominated the game. They dominated possession. They took away the ball when Argentina had it. This was a complete clinical masterpiece by Spain. The only thing that they needed was the goal to go in, and that's what they did. It had to take until the extra time, but there was no question. There was only one team on the field today, and that was Spain.
Sean?
Yeah, I would totally agree. Watching the game, it was masterful what Spain did. Even though the goalie for Argentina, Martinez, he was incredible. Like, he was incredible, man. I mean, he was really the only one working, if you will, because all the shots that they had, and including the shots on goal, and for him to stop so many shots, I think he had 11 shots that he stopped. It was incredible. So yes, but it's Spain. Spain was masterful in what they did, and they took care of business.
I think that's the general contention. First and foremost, you made a great point. Argentina's goalie. It was like a 70s porn out there. He was just taking shots to the face. Pause. It was just left and right. I think he ended up on with 11 saves, something to that effect.
Dibu Martinez is actually a very elite goalkeeper. He plays for Aston Villa in the English Premier League. And today, his work was cut out for it, but mainly because there was no offense to be had by Argentina. There was nothing.
Well, let's not get to that part yet. Let's give him his flowers because Spain was taking a lot of shots on goal. And without his handiwork, it could have easily been 3-0. Easily. Let's be real. It could have easily been 3-0. Aside from the VAR and aside from the offsides, I felt like, I think he kept them from scoring 11 straight goals on shots on goal while Argentina didn't have any offense, right? So to wrap up our first point, I just felt like, yes, Spain beat Argentina handily, but I don't think Argentina helped their case, which is going to bring us to our next point, Juan. Enzo Fernandez, okay? Enzo picks up a yellow card for yapping and running his mouth. And then picks up that second yellow card for the craziest body block I've seen all tournament, where Playboy goes flying in a helicopter circle. Bro, you're gonna get red carded.
Well, the biggest mistake that he did, and this is the same thing in the Switzerland game that Argentina played when Embolo had gotten that yellow in the 44th minute.
Yes.
And then he took a risk. had embellished the foul where Paredes never touched him. He earned the second and he was gone. In this case, Enzo Fernandez complains on a foul that never existed. He earns a yellow. He knows he's playing on a caution. He knows better than this. Yes. And he takes a horrible risk on Kubasi as he's trying to clear the ball, and he clips him right on the foot. And it was clear as day, man, that you go in any country, you can go to China, Japan, Timbuktu, it's a foul anywhere. That's a yellow card, and he already had one, so he was done. As soon as I saw that, I said, he's gone. He's done.
Juan, it's arguable that had he not even had the yellow card, they would have red carded him for that anyway. That's arguable.
Maybe not. I don't know. In that situation, the referee probably would have had the guts to just eject him. I don't think so. I think he would have gotten the yellow card, but he would have been saved. But because he already had one, he took that horrible risk. The ref had no choice but to book him and send him off.
You know, Sean, I've seen a lot of reckless closeouts and tackles in this tournament. I've watched more soccer this year than I have in my whole life combined, which is a testament to how amazing this tournament's been. And I hadn't seen a foul that bad. That was where your boy was flipping through the air like a helicopter, like he was breakdancing.
Right, that was egregious, and at that moment in the game, man, you gotta be aware, man. I know emotions are high, for all of you and for us. We've played sports. We understand in the moment you want to win so bad, you want to do everything you can to win, but you just got to be smarter. And you already got the yellow card, and then you take a big risk by doing that. And like you said, this guy goes flipping. He looks like a helicopter propeller as he falls. It's like, oh yeah, he's done.
He's done.
And so now you're playing down a man for the rest of the tournament. And I'm like, or the rest of the match. And I'm like, oh man, this is terrible for Argentina. But still, I mean, up until that goal, I mean, their defense was still really good. So I was
because
impressed.
of their goalie, Juan. I know you want to jump in and say something there. Go ahead.
It was impressive, though. No.
Well, as a unit, including Dibu Martinez, they were holding the line pretty well, but it was just a matter of time because Argentina didn't, muster up any offense and possession. Spain did exactly what they did to France, and just dominated possession, and they just shut down the lanes when Argentina had the ball. And it was just a matter of time. They were just being methodical. They were going to get that one opportunity. They'll beat you 1-0, and then they'll shut you down. And that's exactly what they did. It was just a matter of time.
Juan, Sean, there's some things that I love about the beautiful game now that I've watched a lot of it. It's a lot like basketball. Not in the scoring, obviously, because basketball is a much higher scoring game. But there's some things that are cumulative, which I found really interesting as a guy who played. In that, one, your habits as a team don't ever go away. That's who you are as a team. And your legs die, and it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's start with the first one, your habits as a team. Argentina has a habit of being a late second half team, to where they try to hit the button and, okay, now we got to go. And and we've seen this in NBA teams. Okay, now we're down 15, and now we got to start playing hard. And you can't always hit the button against a great team. You could do that against a team that you might be more talented than. You're not more talented than Spain, and they're younger. Secondly, when you play like that in the second half and you try to push like that, and then you're getting into extended minutes, there's a cumulative effect to your legs of being tired. Sean, I want you to talk about how that mirrors basketball, because that's what I noticed.
Yeah, because you how that mirrors is you're going all game long. You're not saying that Argentina wasn't playing their best, but they weren't getting any shots on goal. They were holding the line. They were doing what they needed to do with regard to their defense. But as the game goes on, just like in basketball, as the game goes on, you're not creating any separation. You're not closing the gap. So your legs start getting dead. And then as you get to crunch time, so for us basketball heads, crunch time is 2-3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And, the game, you're down 5 or you're up 2 or 3 or whatever the case is. You're trying to close that game out, and you're trying to summon your legs, and it's not there. So the stuff that you were doing early in the game, all right, yeah, I'm gonna jab step, one dribble, pull up, get to my shot. why is it short?
It's not there.
It's not there. The legs aren't there. So you saw that with Argentina. They were trying to do that. I mean, they had some shots at the end there, and they were trying to, and I mean, so close, but really no legs. No, nothing they could do to really tie the game and get it into the penalty kicks. So it was like I said, kudos to Spain, man. They executed their game plan to perfection, and they had the legs. They had the legs. It's just Argentina didn't have it.
Juan, as Sean's talking about this, it's reminding me that how tired you can be. I mean, Messi was out there all game plus extra extended minutes. They looked slower to ball to a younger Spain team. I mean, at one point, I think Messi was chasing down some 18-year-old kid and had to yank him down. You're not catching that kid, bro. Talk to me about what you saw when you saw this. Did you feel like Argentina just ran out of legs at the end as well?
Yeah, and I think the elements also played a huge factor. I think the hot weather really affected the Argentinians more than the Spaniards. And it is an older team, so when you don't have the ball and you're constantly jogging back and forth, and those weigh heavy on your legs in the 70th minute, the 80th minute, and then even with the water breaks and going into the extra time, now you start feeling the aches and pains, you start feeling the cramps, and then your movement isn't as quick as it is in the beginning of the game. Yeah. So, I thought that the Argentinians just were running on empty, basically, at the back end of the match and at the entire extent of the extra time as well.
Go ahead, Sean.
And then I wanted to add something to that too, Juan. What happens in that is there's doubt that creeps in. Mm-hmm. Even though you still have a chance, when you get tired like that, doubt creeps in. And then that's the worst part, because the game is, any game you play is 90% mental and 10% physical, in my opinion. So physically, that 10% was draining. Their legs were done. So now mentally, they're like, man, we can't get over the hump. So that's when that doubt creeps in, and it's tough. It's so hard to overcome that, as well as the physical demands of trying to win a match like that. So
that's such a great point, Sean. You're making me remember games where I was exhausted. A double overtime game, I think, when I was in college, and we were down a guy. We were down our second leading scorer. It's just coming to me now as you said it, and I was so gassed. I think I shot 28 shots that game, which was a career high for me. And I just remember being like, I don't have, like, I physically don't have it in this double OT. And I remember missing the shot for us to tie, and they went ahead and finished. I finished with 38 or some shit like that. But my point is, you're making it real. Like the doubt starts to creep in because your body doesn't have it, even though you're mentally like, oh, I still want to do this. Your body's like, huh, no, you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Your team, and your team depends on it. Not to interrupt you, Juan, but your team depends on you to have it, and you don't have it. That's when the doubt creeps in. It's crazy.
Go ahead, Juan.
Yeah, but it adds to like the risks you try to take, because you start having poor judgment when you're fatigued. And then that's when the fouls start. You start grabbing because you can't keep up with your opponent anymore. It's kind of like similar to, remember when D'Antoni used to say the ball is energy? When you have the ball at your feet, when you're the dominant possessor of the football in this game, it's easy. It's easy to just move around. You're not exuding as much energy as if you're just waiting and you're being dominated and you're just jogging back and forth, chasing the ball. It's going to wear you down to a point that you fall asleep on a play and then they get you on one. But that's what happens with the fatigue. And I thought today the weather was warm out, and I thought Argentina they felt it, and a lot of those players were basically gassed. Tagliafico, he clearly was gassed on the goal. I mean, I saw two of his, coaching staff. They were trying to lift him up to start the second half of the extra time, and they attacked his side of the field on the cross where Nico Williams heads it to the center, and Fernan Torres ends up scoring the game-winning goal.
Yeah, a bit of this reminded me a bit of NASCAR. How you can be in the last few laps of a race, and you're looking and you're trying and you're looking, you're trying, and you're close, but your tires are running out. right? Your tires are running out, and you can't pit, and you're like, oh no, I can't make it. There's another thing I wanted to mention as well. We're looking at almost the reflection of two different teams. I want to say like ships passing in the night. Argentina, who was looking to get their back-to-back title in a World Cup, which is bonkers. Juan, what was the last team who did it and how long ago?
From what I remember Pelé in 58 and 62 went back-to-back, tried to go for a three-peat in 66, failed. In this particular instant, Messi actually suffered the same fate as Maradona when he won in 86 and lost in 90 in the final. So, I mean, there has not been I can't remember from the last time I've seen a repeat.
It's fair to say it's been beyond our lifetimes. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair to say.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of people just throw the word championships out there like, oh, well, he didn't get a championship, or he didn't get a championship, or oh, he's only got one, or whatever. People have no idea how hard it is to win on this level. You just faded 48 teams, a 48-team field to get to the end. And as Argentina is aging out and Spain is young, I think what's the kid's name? The wonder kid,
Lamine Yamal.
Amal. Thank you. He's got nothing but upside. Nothing but he's actually only going to get better. That's the scary part about this kid. He's already got speed. He's already got a good head on his shoulders. He's going to be sick. Okay. So as we see these two-tip ships passing in the night, Sean, it's almost like a handing of the baton because Argentina is not going to be there with Messi 4 years from now. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean that's sports. You know, the dominant teams, and when they win, what happens is they age out. They've got the experience, but they don't have youth on their side anymore. And eventually, youth wins out. Father Time is undefeated, as we know, right?
Yo,
so
Juan.
that's. Go ahead.
What did Charles Barkley say? What did he say on Inside the NBA? He said, "Basketball's a young man's game."
It is.
Right. It is. So and so is soccer. I mean, geez.
So is soccer.
My goodness.
All that running and extended minutes, Juan? What are we actually talking about?
Well,
It's
I mean,
crazy.
for Argentina, but you got to look. Messi at 39 years old took his team all the way to the final. There isn't been a 39-year-old that can do that what Messi did. Ronaldo at 40 got as far as the round of 16. So, I mean, and these guys eventually fade out. So we're going to see how Argentina is going to look 4 years from now. But now the era where Messi is going to be finally, away from the Argentina squad, now it's going to be life without Messi moving forward. So we'll see how Argentina looks then.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because every league deals with this. When a megastar starts to taper off, you always look, well, who's the next? Who can we market? I mean, if you're FIFA or if you're UEFA Championship League or whomever, you're always looking at who's the next marketable star. And I remember when Mike retired, when Magic retired, Kareem, everyone starts freaking out. When Brady retired, when Bo Jackson retired, people were freaking out. There's always going to be another star, isn't there?
Yeah, there's always plenty. Mbappe, you have Lamine Yamal. You still have, Jude Bellingham. So, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of stars. I just named three. There's plenty of other football stars out there, but those are the three off the top of my head. Trust me, the game is gonna be all right. In 4 years, you'll never know. You might see somebody else that's like 19 years old come on the scene. But that's the way football works. Some guys phase out, while others are gonna get phased in. So
yeah, I will say this, and this is a technical point I wanted to raise, guys. As a person who despise might be a strong word. I don't enjoy video review of live sports, and VAR played a huge part in this World Cup. Some people felt like Argentina was cheating because they always got the VAR whistle. I think one commenter had done the numbers, and he noticed that no African nations had a VAR review in their favor in any big game versus a European or South American country. Sean, VAR obviously is supposed to help the game. I don't know if it's helping in the way that they see, because I think the review should come faster. They're letting people finish plays if we're watching live time, I feel like that call should be faster, no?
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. I mean, if you look at the other sports, well, specifically basketball, that has the replay, official
NFLs.
replay,
Yeah.
and NFL does it as well. It's a lot faster. So as soon as the play happens, oh, we got to review that because and that's a testament to the athletes actually, because the game is so much faster. So and human eyes can't catch it. So you got to do it. But I agree with you. That was weird. Like the play would go, and then they'd say, okay, now VAR. So now they would review it. Whereas, in the other sports, as soon as it happens, boom, okay, official review, because we're not sure. And so, I would agree with you. It needs to come quicker. But I'm not against it. I think it's, like I said, as the game evolves, everybody's getting better, bigger, stronger, faster. The human eye is not going to catch it unless you're going to have 5 to 10 referees out on the field to catch every angle.
Oh, but you're making a great point.
We're not going to do that.
Hold on, Sean. You're making a great point because the human eye didn't see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you've got your main ref out there, and the VAR guys are God knows where else. I don't know if they're in Texas or Japan or who knows where they're. They're in a room somewhere. Juan, if you're going to have this VAR, can they be on the sideline? I just need them to be somewhere that feels like they're actually in the game instead of looking at whether or not somebody kicked a shoelace in slow motion. You feel me?
I understand that, but I mean, for example, like the rule of the offside, the law in the past, when there was somebody that was offside, they would blow the whistle immediately and the play would die.
Yeah.
So, but in contrast, there were probably some instances where they weren't offsides and the play wasn't allowed to be finished. So I think that the law had been changed for that reason in terms of the offside. That's why you see like the play is fully developed, and then until the play is finished, then they mark the offside. And they go to the VAR because they let the play finish just in case they blow a whistle too soon where they could have been wrong, and then the play dies, and then the outcome, what would have been, would have never happened.
I get that. I think specifically for offsides, I think the ball is chipped, right? And isn't their jersey chipped as well?
Yeah, but what it is it's how, like, it's so technical that like if your toe is on the offside part of the or like if you're leaning forward at the moment of the run of the pass, at the moment you make contact with the ball, if your shoulder's up in front, you're considered offside. All those things. I mean, I've seen like offsides be like off like maybe something so minuscule. Yeah. I wish they could interpret the law a little bit better. Yep. And maybe let pieces of the body allowed to be onside, but that, I don't know if that complicates things a little more. Right now there isn't a perfect solution to the offside rule. It's just, it's in place and everybody knows what it is.
Well, I'm going to say this. Let me jump in here, Juan. I'm not at my age am I going to feel like anybody knows more than me about what looks fair. I don't think it's fair when a guy's toe is offsides and the other guy's elbow was behind the other guy's toe on the computer line, because it's done by computer. Yes. It should be midline to mid-body, because what we're not talking about is, let's take Holland, for example. Holland is 6'5", 200. Right. So him and his fingertip might be further out than some other forward that is lined up with him who might be 5'8". Right? So you're going to take away Holland's physical advantage because he has longer arms? It's not fair. I feel like if they can figure out a way to make it midline to midline, like if your midline is further than the other guy's midline, then that seems like offsides would be more fair. But you can't penalize a guy because his elbow, like I've seen some of these and I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And they take away a whole goal for it.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, I think that needs to be a little bit more clarified, a little bit better. It's not like, if somebody's foot is on the 3-point line by like a toe, it still counts as a 2. You got to have it behind, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. But that is a clear line that's on the field of play.
Agreed.
Okay, so we all see it. The offsides line isn't painted, so it's invisible. That's my problem. So when we're watching at home, Sean, we're going, yo, great goal. Psych, your man's earlobe was over this invisible line with a microchip, right? And if you're big, like, Zlatan, who was 6'5", 200 as well, and he's running up the... if they'd have had those same rules, with these reviews, they'd have taken away so many goals. I think you're also taking away power from the ref, Sean.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's tough because when you start getting into that, now you're looking at minuscule things that, okay, if we make this change, is there a different advantage? Do we have to, you go back and forth and back and forth. Like somebody told me, fair is a place where they sell funnel cakes. So, if the rule is the rule.
I'm stealing that.
I'm serious. If the rule is the rule, but when you start going into changing it, because even though there's a clear line in the field of play, like you said, with the 3-point line, you can make an argument like, man, if, just because he wears a size 14, I wear a size 14, I can't get a 3. If I wear a size 12, it'd be a 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's we can see the 3-point line.
Yeah, I know. We could see the line, right?
I know, and I get it. I get it. I'm just saying. So what's the answer? Do we have people there, like you said, or do we actually put a line in the field to play? Like, so people could see it. How does that affect the game? So there's a lot of different things that you gotta look at, and you don't want to mess with the integrity of the game so much.
I disagree with you, my friend Sean. They mess with the integrity of the game all the time. We've seen it. But
they're not putting
football.
Lines. Yeah, they're not putting lines on the field.
I'm just saying.
I
know. I'm just saying.
They're not putting lines on the field. I'm talking about when we talk about sport integrity, okay? What they've done with NFL review has been absurd. I remember that game against the Cowboys where what's-his-name made the catch, and he said he didn't have control of it. Now none of us know what control of the football looks like, right? We're like, well, what's the rule? Okay, well, it's the refs because he reviewed it on the sideline, right? We've seen it in the NBA now where you got a gather step with a crab step and a pocket dribble, all of these weird things that don't make any sense to us. So don't talk to me about integrity, sir, because they change it to their benefit.
But that's what I'm saying, that the game's changed, and so now we've got all these different things that are added into it. Like I said, now you can't tell if it clearly hit the ground. Well, he had control, so now it's a catch. But I thought you said before it hit the ground. Like, you see what I'm saying? So as you start to change, you start to do those things. It's the same thing in basketball. Like, you could see a play, bang, bang play, somebody knock it off the guy's hand, and now we're going in replay. Oh, well, he hit it out, but it rolled off of his fingertip. He didn't clip his fingernails. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I get it, but it's so crazy to me. But it is what it is. And so, like, when you start doing, that's what I mean. When you start doing it, you start looking into it, now it's like, now the game is like, okay, now it's going to slow down too. Now we're going to have these VARs and all these reviews, and then the reviews are going to take 20 minutes.
Yeah, guys, so, get ready for the Juan. Get ready for the NBA chipped basketball coming to a theater near you, sir.
Well, I mean, look, in every league in the world, the VAR is done differently. And by the way, the guys that do the VAR in the back are referees as well.
Where are they?
No, they're sitting in a room. They're watching video. I don't know if it's in the stadium or somewhere else, but I think they have their own room where they're watching. Technically, they have all the technology necessary to watch what's an offside or what's a foul and this and that. But in this World Cup, the discretion always goes to the main referee on the field, because when he is at a pause and he's listening to the VAR referees tell him, hey, you might want to look at this. Then he goes to the monitor and he ends up determining what the decision is. In other leagues, that doesn't happen. Sometimes what the VAR says, the referee just is the messenger. And I've seen that in other leagues. But this one, in this particular tournament, the referee on the field is the sole discretion or the decision maker as far as any of these close plays, unless it was obvious or they said, hey, there's nothing here, there's nothing for you to look at, then they move on. But the referee on the field should and always should have the final decision.
We can both agree on that. Tell me, guys, now that the tournament's over, We'll start with you, Sean. What is your biggest hooray and biggest yuck of this entire tournament? Like the biggest takeaway for you where you felt like, oh man, that really warmed my heart. And oh my God, that was disgusting.
Well, the biggest, like, it really warmed my heart was Cabo Verde.
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
you know what they did,
Yeah.
and it's just what they did and what they were able to accomplish. Even though they lost, they took on the giant in Argentina, and they did amazing. I absolutely loved every minute of that. As far as the biggest yuck, I can't. Well, for me, it was who attended the last game. That was the biggest yuck. That stained it for me. I'm not going to go into it.
No,
You
I
know what
will,
I'm
sir.
talking about.
Sean called it out. He said during game on, he said,
Mm-hmm.
Argentina's going to lose. Look who's at the game. DJT.
Yes.
POTUS was at the game. He's the
Yes.
biggest fixer mud face in the game. Juan,
Exactly.
what's your biggest hooray and your biggest yuck of this FIFA tournament?
For me, it's obvious. It's Cabo Verde. Fun fact about that: both teams that played in this World Cup final could not beat Cabo Verde in the 90 minutes. And Spain, who only allowed one goal in this tournament. One goal in this tournament. You know who scored that goal? Cabo Verde. So definitely, that's a fun.
crazy.
Yeah,
It
it's
is crazy.
nuts. And probably the thing that we're going to be missed with is this is probably the last time we are going to see Messi in an Argentina shirt, in a World
country.
Cup.
That's a great
This is
point.
the end of an era. He went to 6 World Cups. He had the goal scoring title in World Cups. He won one 4 years ago after winning everything, for his country. He won the Copa America twice. And for him to walk out at least with one, he basically, ended up with the same fate as Maradona, could not get the double, could not get the back-to-back titles. And we are going to be left with life without Messi in an Argentinian shirt. And we will see Argentina. Who knows? I mean, me as a half Brazilian, I'm smiling a bit because I don't openly root for the rival. I could acknowledge that they're a good team, but we'll see how Argentina looks for the next 4 years and beyond without him.
Great point, Juan. I hadn't even thought about that. This would be the last time we're going to get see Messi in the blue and white. For me, obviously, I think we're all on the same page. The Cabo Verde, man, just this small nation, just against all odds, proving that they belong to be there and giving Argentina a full run for their money. My man's hitting the goal, Selly, and running to his wife. I mean, that was incredible for me to watch. The biggest yuck, there's 2 moments that are tied for me. One is I really didn't appreciate the way FIFA allowed Iran to be treated while they were here.
Agreed.
I felt like that was really grotesque, flying them in
I
and
agree
out of
with that.
Mexico for games. You can't win a game like that. It's just too much travel and under a short time. You're just going to catch L's. They're probably way better than they play, but they just couldn't under circumstances. And the way that Portugal's players played and their prime minister kind of got into the mix with Mbappe with the racist troll comments. I didn't like that at all. I felt like it was classless and it didn't belong on the world stage. Aside from those 2 items, I felt like it was a beautiful, beautiful game. FIFA's got to find a way to clean up their name a bit because they do feel like they're on a money run. When you see when you see the talent that they had at halftime, you see that they had the money to make something pop. You got Shakira out there, you got Justin Bieber out there, you got people out there, and they ain't doing it for free, Playboy. So I think if FIFA tries to just clean up their act a bit, I think it'll be a better tournament in 2028, 2030.
2030, I think. 4 years. 2030.
Yeah. On the way out, guys, I will say this. We got the Women's World Cup coming up, and we have a shot. So I'm really
Yes.
excited about that. I can't wait because we are way better than our female counterparts on that side of the ball. Any last words, guys, before we get out of here on the World Cup, Sean? What do you got?
No, it's just it's amazing. I am a new football fan now. Now where is it going to be next in 2030? Do we know?
There's a couple of countries involved: Portugal, Morocco, Spain on the Europe side, and then Paraguay, Argentina, and Uruguay on the South American side. There's going to be
Could go to
6
Spain
countries
so they can
involved.
defend.
Yeah,
6 countries involved. Okay.
Yeah, because now obviously we already know the expansion's going to go to 64 and
64. Yeah.
yeah. So
and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that expanding, so we get to see
more teams.
Hopefully we have another more teams, and hopefully we have another Cabo Verde situation there. So I love that. So that's my big take on it. So I'm glad I'm a new soccer fan, and I'll be watching more often now.
Juan, any last words?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the entire World Cup. Obviously, there's definitely some negatives from the moment, the ticket prices and how they were just raising those ticket prices to price people out, but yet people were still paying. Like for this final, people were paying up to $45,000 for tickets. I couldn't afford that if I tried.
4,500.
45,000. No, for the final. For the final.
You said 45,000.
Yes, 45K racks.
Sir, I'm just making sure I'm not my ears. 4,500.
Your ears are not
45,000.
45,000. Your ears are not deceiving you. I'm telling you that right now. For this final. Okay? 10,000 to 45,000 to get a ticket for this final. Okay, pricing people out. From the beginning, I mean, I thought it was a complete money grab, and obviously the political stuff too was an embarrassment and all the other stuff. But what I leave with is all the memories, the amazing games, the amazing finishes. Cabo Verde obviously emerging as a phenomenal country that everybody now is educated about a little more. And hopefully we will get more stories like that.
Yep.
And I can't wait to continue to see football. So for you people that you guys are casuals, I hope you guys continue to watch the game, and now that you understand a little bit more.
Absolutely, Juan. I am a newly minted football fan, and I'm looking forward to the next big tournament because the game is a lot more like basketball than we thought. Friends, Beat the Best podcast every weekday. Check us out, like, and subscribe. Also remember to tell your friends and enemies if you don't like us. Sean and I both love trolls, Juan. You got to get on this troll train. It's so much fun being hated for your opinions. Can't wait. Guys, we will see you next week, and we will catch you on the flip side.